ముందర ప్రేయర్ శ్లోకంతో ఓం శరదిందు సమాకారే పరబ్రహ్మస్వరూపిణి వాసరాపీఠ నిలయే సరస్వతి నమోస్తుతే. Now I request Sri Venkata garu to take over.
Anirvedah Shriyo Moolam Anirvedah Param Sukham. Anirvedah Shriyo becomes Anirvedah Shriyo Moolam Anirvedah Param Sukham. Anirvedo hi Satatam Sarvartheshu Pravartakaha. ఒక్కొక్క పాదం చెప్తాను, రిపీట్ ఇట్ ట్వైస్. అనిర్వేదశ్రియో మూలం
అనిర్వేదశ్రియో మూలం అనిర్వేదశ్రియో మూలం
అనిర్వేదః పరం సుఖం
అనిర్వేదః పరం సుఖం అనిర్వేదః పరం సుఖం
అనిర్వేదో హి సతతం
అనిర్వేదో హి సతతం అనిర్వేదో హి సతతం
సర్వార్థేషు ప్రవర్తకః
సర్వార్థేషు ప్రవర్తకః సర్వార్థేషు ప్రవర్తకః
అనిర్వేదశ్రియో మూలమనిర్వేదః పరం సుఖం
అనిర్వేదశ్రియో మూలమనిర్వేదః పరం సుఖం అనిర్వేదశ్రియో మూలమనిర్వేదః పరం సుఖం
అనిర్వేదో హి సతతం సర్వార్థేషు ప్రవర్తకః
అనిర్వేదో హి సతతం సర్వార్థేషు ప్రవర్తకః అనిర్వేదో హి సతతం సర్వార్థేషు ప్రవర్తకః.
So now we will listen to the meaning of this. I would request our Guru Garu to explain the detailed meaning. The
Shall I take over?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah, now Hanuman has started searching for Sita Devi, and then he searched every square inch of entire Lanka, almost except Ashokavana. He did not know at that moment that there is Ashokavana. Actually, this shloka, in one version of the print of Sundarakanda, it is printed in two shlokas. In one version, how it will be is Anirveda, the first line will be same. Anirveda Shriyo Moolam, Anirveda Param Sukham, Bhuyastatra Vikeshyami, Natatra Vikayah Krutaha is one shloka. Then Anirvedo hi Satatam, Sarvartheshu Pravartakaha, Karoti Saphalam Jantoh, Karma Yattat Karoti Saha. There are two versions. Okay. The meaning is, he tried to locate Sita Devi, but he could not. With all his efforts, very fastly he moved from one house to another, from one place to another, from one building to another, one locality to another, but he could not locate Sita Devi. Then he went into depression. Then he has to come out. There is nobody else to guide him, nobody else to give encouragement, nobody else to again advise him. He himself has to think of. So then he got a good thought. Yeah, what is this depression that is hurting me? It is making my mind very weak. No, I should be determined. This depression is very dangerous for me. So Anirvedaha Shriyo Molam. And Nirvedam means depression. Anirvedam, coming out of depression. Only then, yes, I will be able to achieve all wealth, all prosperities. So I should not be caught down in this depression. Anirvedaha, I should come out of this depression. Then only Shriha Molam. That is, Shriha means wealth, property, which will gain. So I will be gaining anything. Then he says, if I work like that, Anirvedaha Param Sukham. If I come out of depression and then again continue my work, then I will be getting extreme happiness. How can I get extreme happiness? By working without depression. So I should come out. Then again he says, Anirvedo hi satatam sarvartheshu pravartakaha. Not only now, not only in the present project of searching for Sita Devi, whenever this kind of depression comes in whichever project, I should come out of it. Everybody should come out of it. Then they will be able to achieve the targets of that project. Anirvedaha hi satatam. Satatam means forever. Sarvartheshu, in all the activities. Yes, whoever works in that direction, he will be achieving all the targets. He will be able to meet all the targets. He will be able to accomplish all the tasks. So like that, he gives an excellent shloka, so that people will never stay back in depression itself. We may slip into it, but we should come out of it. And Hanuman is the role model for us to come out of the depression. This is excellent shloka. This actually is applicable throughout our life, not only just now, not just for this class. When the exams, or suppose in the interview subsequently when you are saying for a job, you got the job, but when you want to get a promotion, but when you want to change a job, suppose the times are not good, then what to do? Then again people will be going into depression. This depression is a continuous dangerous thing for us. So Hanuman is advising us, never slip into the depression. Come out of it. Again, freshly you start attacking the problem. You'll be able to get the success. Okay? Now,
okay.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll chant the whole slokam once. Thank you, sir. We'll chant the whole slokam once, then we'll go to the next one. Okay. So when we are doing the second time, make sure all the meaning that was told by Guru Garu, have that in your mind. Okay. Anirveda Shriyo Moola Manirveda Param Sukham Anirvedo hi Satatam Sarvartheshu Pravartakaha.
Anirveda Shriyo Moolamanirbeda Param Sukham Anirvedo hi Satatam Sarvartheshu Pravartakaha Anirveda Shriyo Moolamanirbeda Param Sukham Anirvedo hi Satatam Sarvartheshu Pravartakaha.
Very good. Uttamam. We will go to the next shlokam. One padam we'll see. Yadi Sitam Adrishtva Aham Yadi Sitam Adrishtva Aham Vanarendra Purimitaha Gamishyami Tataha Ko Me Purushartho Bhavishyati. Yadi Sitam Adrishtvaham Vanarendrapurimitaha Gamishyami Tatah Komi Purushartho Bhavishyati. Yadi Sitam Adrishtvaham
Yadi Sitam Adrishtvaham
Vanarendrapurimitaha
Vanarendrapurimitaha
Gamishyami Tatah Komi Purushartho Bhavishyati. Two padams together. यदि सीतामदृष्ट्वाहं वानरेन्द्रपुरीमितः
यदि सीतामदृष्ट्वाहं वानरेन्द्रपुरीमितः यदि सीतामदृष्ट्वाहं वानरेन्द्रपुरीमितः
गमिष्यामि ततः को मे पुरुषार्थो भविष्यति
गमिष्यामि ततः को मे पुरुषार्थो भविष्यति गमिष्यामि ततः को मे पुरुषार्थो भविष्यति.
So now I request Guru Garu to go over the meaning.
Yes, now you see, phase 1 depression is over. He came out of it. Now phase 2 depression is starting, just like our corona. Just like COVID, now you are having second phase. Like that again, Hanuman again he got into depression again second time. In between phase 1 and phase 2, what did he do? First time he searched for Sita Devi. He could not locate. So he went into depression. Again to came out previous shloka we have studied. Anirveda Striyo Moram. Also he got energy. So he started searching. You know how much distance he searched again. Excellent shloka is there. Sarva apavurnmayschada dvarani kavatanyavagatayan bhumi gruhan chaitya gruhan gruhati gruhakanapi. That is, after the first depression he came out, he started again searching. Very long. He started selling in the first ground floor. He went into the first floor. He went into the second floor. No, he could not see. He went into all the floors. Then again came down to cellar. There also he could not see. Then where he should go? Then he is opening the doors, closing the doors. Tapa, tapa, fata, fata. He is just opening, making all the sounds. He is becoming angry. He is not able to see Sita Devi. I should get immediately. But he is opening all the doors. He is opening the windows, but he is not able to see. And you know how much space he has space searched. Chaturangula matropi navakashas. Not even a single square inch he left without searching Sita Devi. Every square inch of Lanka Nagara he has searched. Why he has given square inch? Why not cube inch? Because land is measured in the area, not in the volume. Land. So he is giving Chaturangula. If it is cubic means, then he has to use cube meters or cubic centimeters, something like that. Every square inch of Lanka he has searched, except Ashokavana. He did not know that there is Ashokavana. So he started again going to the second phase of depression. Now he sees, Yadi Sita Madurustvaham Van. If when I go back, I search in every place as he thinks. If I go back to again Kishkindha Nagaram, Vanarendra Puri, Vanarendra means Sugriva's Nagaram, city, that is Kishkinda. If I go back to Kishkindha without seeing Sita Devi, Sitam Adrushva, without seeing Sita Devi, without locating Sita Devi, then what is the purpose of my life? What is that I have achieved? Gamishyami, Yedi Gamishyami, if I go back just like that, Tatakko me Purushartho Bhavishri, then what is the achievement I have done? Nothing. I should do something again, trying to come out of the second phase of depression also. So this is the shloka in that context. That is, the depression will come not only once, several times, but every time you should come out. I should achieve something. Okay, the first attempt I did not get it. Second attempt. If not second attempt, third attempt, I should get it. Like that, there are great people who sacrifice their lives just to repeat the experiments. And ultimately they got the success in the last attempt. Several scientists are there. In the first attempt, they did not get the equal result. Second attempt also, they did not get the result. But finally, they got the results. Okay, like that. Even if we do not get the results in the first attempt or second attempt, we should not leave the task. We should go ahead. And Hanuman is our role model. He is our ideal. He is Adarsha. Yadi Sitam Adrushtvaham Vanarendra Purimitaha. If I go back to Kishkinda, what my friends will be calling? Arey Hanuman, you are not useful. You could not locate Sita Devi. Why you should come? You should still spend some more time. I should not have their advice. I should work on my own. So this is the shloka in the second phase of depression of Hanuman. Okay, we should again come out of it.
Thank you, sir. So we'll chant the shloka once again. So while you are chanting this time, make sure all the meaning that is explained is there in your mind. Okay. Yadi Sitama Drishtvaham Vanarendra Punimitaham Gamishyami Tatah Kome Purushartho Bhavishyati.
यदि सीतामदृष्ट्वाहं वानरेन्द्रपुरीमितः गमिष्यामि ततः को मे पुरुषार्थो भविष्यति यदि सीतामदृष्ट्वाहं वानरेन्द्रपुरीमितः गमिष्यामि ततः को मे पुरुषार्थो भविष्यति.
Now, today the prayer shloka is on Adi Shankaracharya, the great philosopher of India. He, again, today we'll have his biography also. Please let us recite this shloka. I will be telling, you repeat it. Sir, may repeat change, sir.
Okay.
Shruti Smruti Purananam
Shruti Smriti Purananam
Alayam Karunalayam
Alayam Karunalayam
Namami Bhagavat Padam
Namami Bhagavat Padam
Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Again, once more we will repeat. Shruti Smruti Purananam
Shruti Smriti Purananam
Alayam Karunalayam
Alayam Karunalayam
Namami Bhagavat Padam
Namami Bhagavat Padam
Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Shankaram Loka Shankaram.
Whenever we see the portrait of Adi Shankaracharya, whenever we go to Shankar Mathas, whenever we remember our great Gurujis, Guru Parampara, then and whenever we remember Shankar Bhagavat Pada, we should recite this shloka. He is a guru of gurus. He is such a great guru. You see how many, whenever he teaches any subject, how many books he has studied. He is a Shruti, Smruti, Purananam Alayam. He is a research of all the Vedas. He got by heart all the Vedas, not just 4 Vedas, 4 branches. 1131 branches of all the 4 Vedas he got by heart. Smrutis. Again, in addition to Vedas, our great sages have written several books on Dharma Shastras. Manu Smriti, Parashara Smriti, Agastya Smriti, like that, Gautama Smriti, like that, hundreds of great works are there on law. All those books he has studied. And then Puranas, all the 18 Puranas he has studied. All the 18 Upapuranas he has studied. Such a great person. And not just studying, he remembers everything. That is the interesting point. He remembers every shloka. Not only remembering, suppose, if you know one poem, if you are given the beginning, then you will go. But you cannot remember automatically. But whereas, any moment, whenever a topic comes, immediately recites the shloka. That is the greatness of Acharya. This is Shankaracharya. Shruti, Smruti, Purananam Alayam. He is a temple of all the knowledge. And ultimately, he is having all the compassion towards the human beings, towards the animals, towards the birds. Every living being, he is having the compassion, mercy, Karunalayam. That kind of great person is called Shankara, Shankaracharya. But normally, we should not say Shankara. We should always say Shankara Bhagavat Pada. That is holy, respectable, highly respected persons are called as Bhagavat Padas. Bhagavat Pada Shankara, Shankara Bhagavat Pada. What is that he is doing? Loka Shankaram. Shankara means another meaning is there. Sham means happiness. The person who brings happiness to the entire world is called as Loka Shankara. Now, this great Shankaracharya ji has brought happiness to millions and millions of devotees for thousands and thousands of years by taking them to the spiritual happiness. That's why, this shloka is very, very important. We should get by heart. Next week, everybody should tell me this shloka. Get by heart. Again, I will repeat. Shruti Smurti Purananam
Shruti Smriti Purananam
Alayam Karunalayam
Alayam Karunalayam
Namami Bhagavatpadam
Namami Bhagavatpadam
Shankaram Lokashankaram.
Shankaram Lokashankaram.
Excellent, sir. Thank you. Now we will go into the story of one great person of this country. There are several great people in different fields, several great emperors. We have been few of them: Krishna Deva Raya, Rana Pratap, Mauri Chandragupta, like that. Few of them we have touched. Great scientists. We have seen Jagdish Chandra Bose, Sir C.V. Raman, and still some more people are there. Now, today, we will think of Adi Shankaracharya. Now, let us see very briefly. Okay? Now, I will go into share screen. Now, let me try.
Oh, sorry.
Which is in there. Yeah, this is Adi Shankaracharya. He has come out immediately. Without me pressing anything, he has come out. Okay? Have you seen this picture previously? He is Adi Shankaracharya. He is only one picture available everywhere. In all the Shankar Mathas, we will be finding the greatest of the great memorizing personalities. Nobody has excelled him in his memory and his compassion. Let us make a namaskar to Adi Shankaracharya. He is our Guruji. Let us make a pranam to Shankaracharya ji. Now let us see next screen whether I get it. No, sir, I am not getting. I will come back again. Okay, sir, just I will come back. Share screen.
It's already.
I will just, sir, I will make. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir, now I am able to get it. Are you able to
Yes.
see my screen, sir?
Yeah, we can see your Zoom screen. Maybe you have first to open the file and then share.
Yes, sir, now it is open.
We are still seeing the other screen. You may have to stop and open the file.
Adi Shankaracharya's photo again, I brought it from my file.
No, we are seeing the different screen.
Paused. Then what I should do? Stop share.
You have to stop
I'll go
share.
back.
Stop
Again,
share.
I'll go back. I'll come back again. Just I'll come back.
Okay.
I'm making it. I'm entering into my.
Yes, now we can see. Now we can see.
Yes, sir. This India map is there. You are able to see India map.
Yeah. Next slide. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We are seeing only the first slide. So next one.
This is the India map. You are able to see, sir? No. India map.
No, we are still seeing. We are only seeing. We are only seeing Adi Shankaracharya.
Pause. Resume share. Then now, no.
Resume share.
Then what I should do?
You have to go to arrow mark on the right side. Now you can arrow mark if you had.
I will come back, sir. Now I will open all my.
Okay. I can share the India map.
Okay, sir. Now. Yes, sir. Now. You are
Yes,
able to
now
see?
we can see. Yes.
India map.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you see it is having some numbers. Are you able to see numbers, sir?
Yes.
You are able to see numbers? Yes. My voice is audible, sir?
Yes.
My voice is audible?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
now
yes.
you see, this India map is excellent of the excellence. Why you know? Actually, the numbers are the places where Adi Shankaracharya has moved from one place to another in his lifetime. Now, you find number one. Where do you find? I am showing you at the bottom of India map. Are you able to see my cursor coming here? Bottom. One is there, 1,11. Sir, you are able to see, sir? One is coming.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, we can see.
So one means this is the birthplace of Adi Shankaracharya. That is called, that small village called as Kaladi. Kaladi. He stayed there up to maximum of 5 years only. Up to 5 years. In between, our Kanakadhara Stotra is there. Kanakadhara Stotra means, Kanakadhara Stotra is there. One poor lady was there. She did not have anything to offer. Shankaracharya already was, Upanayana was done. He went for a bhiksha. She would not offer anything. She is having only one usrikaya. I don't know what we call it in English, usrikaya. All right.
Yeah.
She wanted to offer.
గూస్బెర్రీ అండి గూస్బెర్రీ అంటారు గూస్బెర్రీ అంటారు
Gooseberry.
Okay, nice. Okay. No, that only she is having. That she offered. Then what he has done, he prayed to Lord Goddess Mahalakshmi. Then golden, the fruit came out thousands and thousands. She became very rich. And ultimately, that stotra is very famous, called as Kanakadhara Stotra. Now, at the age of 5, he renounced. He came out. He requested his mother to give sannyasa deksha. Originally, she did not give. There was a small river nearby to their house, Purna Nadi. One day, Shankaracharya, in his boyhood, at the age of 5, and his mother both went to the river. Then in between, a small crocodile caught hold of the feet of Shankaracharya. Then Shankaracharya prayed, requested his mother, Amma, I want to have sannyasa. That is only my wish. Crocodile had already caught my feet. I am going to die. Please help me. Please allow me to have my last wish. Under that forced condition, she gave permission to take sannyasa. You can see at the age of small, tender age of 5, then he became sannyasi. Immediately they came. He requested his mother, please allow me to go to a great guru. So from that place, his mother, originally she was not happy with the decision of Shankara, because only one son, very young boy, he did not know how to wear clothes. His father already expired, and she is alone. How is it possible for a mother to leave a small, tender kid of 5 years? But he pressed. Already gave permission to take sannyas. Now I am a sannyasin. So please allow me. I have to go. Then she made one request. At my end point, terminal point, you should come. He agreed. That is, whenever she is going to expire, at that moment he must be available. That is the promise he has given. Yes, I will come at that moment. That is the greatness. He came. Now from that Kaladi, he went to next place. You can see where is number 2. Number 2 is here. You can see from this Kaladi of Kerala as on today, it went up to Gujarat. Now it is that number 2 point is in Gujarat. That is called Omkareshwar. There is one great river is there, Narmada River. Narmada River. Then somebody told, he asked actually, who can be my guru? Then somebody advised, you please approach Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Where he will be? He will be in one of the caves near the Narmada River. Then he went in search. Somebody said, yes, this is the cave where Govinda Bhagavat Pada will be staying. But the cave has only small hole. It is closed. Then from outside the cave, Shankaracharya started praying to Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Then he asked, who are you? That is the question posed by Govinda Bhagavat Pada. Then he immediately, normally, if that type of question is there, yes, I am Sri Ram, I am Subbarao, I am Ramarao, like that we will be answering. No, he did not say, I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am not any part of this system, I am beyond all these things. Shivoham, Shivoham, like that. He gave a several slokas, he answered. Govind Bhagavad Pada was very much pleased. Then he opened, he asked, please come inside. There is small hole is there. A boy also, at least 6 inches gap must be there, small hole. No, only 1 inch gap. Govind Bhagavad Pada is inside the cave and Shankaracharya is outside the cave. How he can go inside? Then immediately through Yoga Shakti, Shankaracharya went through the hole into the cave. Govind Bhagavad Pada was extremely happy with the devotion of Shankaracharya. Then he gave him Diksha. He taught every subject. Who is this Govind Bhagavad Pada? Govind Bhagavad Pada is a student of Gaudapada, another great Acharya. Who is Gaudapada? Gaudapada is the student of Shuka Maharshi. Who is Shuka Maharshi? He is the son of sage Vyadavyasa. You can see the great gurus, the order, the parampara, sage Vyadavyasa. He is the son of Shuka. His Sishya is Gaudapada. Gaudapada Sishya is Govinda Bhagavad Pada, and Govinda Bhagavad Pada Sishya is our Shankaracharya. So he learned everything. And then from here he went to, he said, or his Guruji said, no, you should not stay here. You should go to Varanasi. So from 2, he went to 3. 3 is Varanasi. Varanasi is also called as Kasi. Then he stayed for a few months. There actually he the great shloka, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Modhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukruni Karane. The great set of shlokas of Bhaja Govindam, they were recited in Kasi. There he has written some commentaries. Then from Kasi, he went to see very 4 number 4 here. That is in the north. That is Badrinath. Badrinath, even today, there are 4 places in the Himalayas. One is Yamunotri, Gangotri, Kedarnath, Badrinath. These 4 are called as Char Dham in the Himalayas. He went to Badrinath. Going to Badrinath, even today, is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. How he went, we do not know. He stayed there. He wrote commentaries on Brahma Sutras. Nobody else was there. Himself and his few Sishyas. He was dictating and his Sishyas were writing. He has completed. Actually, this place, the importance of this Badrinath, this is the place where Mahabharata was written by Sage Vyadavyasa about 5,000 years back, not now. I forgot to tell what is the time period of Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya is said to be, there are 2 versions. Common era, 780, that is from today onwards, about 1300 years back, 1200 years back, from today onwards. Another version from today onwards of 2500 years back. Suppose we accept this small figure, 1200 years, even then it's not a far off distance. Even recently also going to Badrinath is so difficult. 1000 years back, you can imagine, no buses, no cars, no cell phones, nothing, no emails, no postal department. People are struggling. They were walking across all the country. Now you can see how he is walking. What is his age? 80 years old at that time. Then his life was almost, his originally scheduled life was only 8 years. Then one day Sage Vyadavyasa came for a discussion for a debate with Shankaracharya when he was in Varanasi. Normally people cannot debate with Shankaracharya for more than 5 minutes. He will defeat them. Whereas this old gentleman, he came in the form of, Sage Vyadavyasa came in the disguise of an old man. But his argument is going on for days together. Shankaracharya is asking questions, he is answering. And that person is asking questions, Shankaracharya is answering. Then actually, One of the Sishyas of Shankaracharya says, "Sir, the other gentleman is not an ordinary man. Is he Vedavyasa? Please think of." Then immediately Shankaracharya, he got a second thought. Then Vedavyasa came in form. He appeared before Shankaracharya. "I am extremely pleased with your commentaries. I am extending your lifetime from 8 years to 16 years." Like that, actually, he has extended his life. Some people say from 16 to 30 years. Like that, his life, total lifespan of Shankaracharya was only 32 years. Within that period, you can see how many places he has covered. From Varanasi, he went to Badrinath. From Badrinath, from 4. Then he went to Prayaga. Another number, 0.5 is there. He wanted, actually, by that time, people are doing only yajnas, yagas. Nobody was thinking of the Vedanta Shastra. Upanishads, they are not taking it seriously. So he wanted to again bring all the people. The entire, what is the purpose of total Veda? Initial stages you do yagas, and in the final stages you go for Vedanta. But whereas people are always doing only Karmakanda only, nobody is coming into the Jnanakanda. So again he thought, let me establish this importance of Jnanakanda. There he has gone to defeat one great Pandit called as Kumarila Bhatta. But Kumarila Bhatta said, "I am in the final stage, I am in the flames. I cannot now argue with you. Another student is there. My student stays in Pataliputra, in Bihar. So please go there. My Shishya is there. He is almost equivalent to me. He can discuss with you. He can debate with you." His name is Mandana Mishra. He is having a wife also. Her name is Ubhay Bharati. Both are great scholars on Vedas. Shankaracharya went to him and then he asked, "Yes, I came for a discussion with you, debate with you on the purpose of Veda." Then they had a series of discussions. Shankaracharya defeated Mandana Mishra. Then again she started asking questions. He could answer her also finally. Then that Mandana Mishra became, the condition is whoever gets defeated, he should be a follower of the other gentleman. Now Mandana Mishra is defeated, so he became a Shishya of Shankaracharya. So from there, from 6, he went to, now where he came, no? He came to Sri Sailam, all the way, with all his Shishyas. 7 is Sri Sailam. There he stayed for 3 months. Now this is Saundarya Lahari, what we recite, what we learn, what our mothers they are learning, what they are chanting, that is written Shivananda Lahari, Saundarya Lahari, we will be hearing the names. In Sri Sailam, there is one area is called as Panchadhara. In that small area where 5 flows will be coming from the river. There actually he sat. He stayed for 3 months. Then he has written this Saundarya Lahari. He was having the darshan of Lord Mallikarjuna and goddess Brahmaramba Devi. From 7, he went again. Now you can see from almost eastern side to western side, he has gone up to Gokarnam in Karnataka, he has gone. That is, he is moving this side, that side, top, bottom, everywhere he is going. From Sri Sailam, he has gone to Gokarnam. Gokarnam is a place where, Ravanasura, he was bringing the Atmalinga from Kailasa. Where that Atmalinga was taken away by our Ganesh and then kept on the floor. Then Ravana has gone for Sanjavandana. So he was fixed up there. Gokarna is a very, very pious, very, very holy place. So from 8, when he was there, he went to another place is there, 9th, Mokambika. Then he has written several stotras there. From there, he was going towards the sound. Towards the south he was going. Then when he came to one place, there one peculiar thing he has observed. That peculiar thing is, normally a snake and a frog. If a snake sees a frog, immediately it catches and eats it. No mercy towards the frogs by the serpents, by the snakes. But whereas, when he was just going along with his Sishyas, he saw a peculiar Sishya. A frog is ready to deliver its babies. One big snake, it spread its hoods and it is protecting the frog. Normally, as I told you, a snake kills the frog, whereas here the snake is protecting the frog. He thought, this is amazing. Very pious this place must be. So we should have one great ashram started. So that place is called as Sringeri. He started his first Shankar Matha in Sringeri. Another important significance is there. Our Rishya Srunga, who was instrumental in performing that the Mahayajna of Dasharatha. One is Ashwamedha Yaga, another is Putra Kameshti. And Putra Kameshti was performed in the presence of Vasishtha by Rishyasringa. Rishyasringa hails from this place, Srungagiri. So that is also called as, today it's called as Sringeri. So Shankaracharya from, now you can see from Gokarnam he came to Mokambika, that on the western coast he is coming down towards the south. And then from Mokambika he came up to Sringeri. He stayed there for some time. He has started the first Shankar Matha. Today also that Shankar Matha is running excellently well. Excellently and excellently. And that is Jagadguru Petha. And our Vidyaranya Swami, there are several great Acharyas who will become the pontiffs, the chief persons, Acharyas, Jagadgurus. Vidyaranya Swami, who created this Vijayanagara Empire, he was the 12th Jagadguru at Sringeri. Now when he was at Sringeri, he got an idea that his mother is in danger. His mother is in almost in the last stage. He got the idea. Immediately by his Sankalpa, by Yoga Shakti, from Sringeri, he went to Kaladi again. Now that 11th is again Kaladi. 1 and 11 are same. She saw her son. Everybody in the village were extremely happy to see Shankara. He has defeated every scholar in the whole country. He has become very, very famous. Very, very famous. A small boy of less than 30 years is coming to their own village. And then he is a celebrity. Now ultimately he asked his people to make Karmakanda for his mother. They did not do it. Then with Yoga Shakti he performed it. And then he left that place. From Kaladi, now he went towards the east coast. Rameswaram he went. Rameswaram everybody knows. Rameswaram is the place where Sri Rama started constructing the Setu Lanka. From Rameswaram he came to Kanchipuram. There also people say great Acharya Parampara is there. Kanchi Kamakoti Petha Parampara is there. So from Kanchi he came to Tirupati. Actually, when we go to Tirupati, the Gadapa, Gadapa దగ్గర మనం నుంచుంటామో ఆ గడప దగ్గరే శంకరాచార్యులు వారు నుంచున్నారు. ఆశ్చర్యం. ఆ గడప దగ్గరే మన కృష్ణదేవరాయలు నుంచున్నాడు. గడప దాటి లోపలికి వెళ్ళలేదు కృష్ణదేవరాయలు. లోపల దేవుడు, బయట గుమ్మం దగ్గర ఈయన. ఎంతమంది అన్నమాచార్య అక్కడే ఆ గడప దగ్గరే. దట్ ఇస్ మోస్ట్ పయస్ ప్లేస్ ఇన్ ద హోల్ వరల్డ్. ద థ్రెషోల్డ్ ఆఫ్ లార్డ్ వెంకటేశ్వర ఇన్ తిరుపతి. Always you should remember not only Lord Venkateswara, you should remember all the great people who stayed there for several months in service of Lord Srinivasa. Some from 14, he went to, now you can see again, very 15. 15 is here on the extreme coast. He went to 15. That is Dwarka. Dwarka is the place where Sri Krishna stayed. So again he started another Shankar Matha. Now from 15, he went to Ujjain, where Mahakaleswara is there, where Mahakali is there. And then from 16, he went to Assam. You can see how crisscross way he's just, I don't know, no travel, no conveys in those days. Just he was moving with all his energy. His only one mission, establish the Vedic religion. People, he wanted to see that people always follow the Vedas thoroughly. He just by going from one place to place, thousands of Sishyas were following. He was continuously going on chanting different shlokas, different prayers, different meanings of Vedas, Vedantas, Upanishads. It's a continuous journey, a continuous narration, continuous teaching process. Now from 17, where did he go? Again he came to the east coast, Puri Jagannath. Again he established another Shankar Matha. Now you can see how many Shankar Mathas he has started. One is Sringeri. Next one we saw in Dwarka. Third one again now he came to Puri. Now from Puri he went to, again, he went to Kashmir. Kashmir Sarvajna Petha, he got it. From 19, again he came to Badrinath. There in between, yet Badrinath again, there is one place called as Joshi Mat. Again he started another Shankar Matha. It is nearer to Badrinath, about 20 kilometers or 30 kilometers away, approximately, let us say. So at that place he started another Shankar Matha. So now we count there. If we count Kanchi also, it becomes a 5 Shankar Mathas. If you don't count Kanchi, it becomes a 4. One is in the north, one is on the east, another is in the south, another one is in the west. If you count Kanchi also, there are 2 in the south and the other 3 in 3 different. All the 4 directions of great India, great Bharat, he has established Shankar Mathas. And then he made them responsible to spread the messages of different Vedas. That is the great life story of our great Acharya, that is Shankaracharya. We should study all his stotras. We should study, as he has dictated us to study Vedas. We should study Sanskrit. Ultimately, we should study all the books, all the commentaries he has written on these Vedas and other subjects. This is a great message what we have from our great Acharya, Shankaracharya. Okay? That's why now today you see Shruti Smurti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram. Like that, he is the source of all the Vedas, all the Smurtis, all the Puranas, and more than all, he is compassionate towards everybody, every creature. We make a namaskar to that great Acharya, Shankar Bhagavat Pada. Namaskar. Thank you, sir.
Now I can share the shloka.
Sir, is it audible? Is it visible so far, sir? I did not.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, what else is there? One shloka is there on mathematics.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That also is complete. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We did last week, we did this shloka, the first one. So we have the second one.
Now we'll go to second shloka of mathematics as given in Valmiki Ramayana. The previous shloka, just I will read out. Sir, if you can bring it down slightly. Yeah. Shatam Shata Sahasra. Please repeat, all of you. Last week's shloka. Now we'll come to second shloka. Shatam Shata Sahasranam. Please repeat, sir.
Shatam Shata Sahasranam.
Koti Mahurmanishinaha.
Koti Mahurmanishinaha.
Shatam Koti Sahasranam.
Shatam Koti Sahasranam.
Shankuritya Bhidhiyate.
Shankuritya Bhidhiyate.
What actually the meaning we have given is 100 lakhs. Shata Sahasra is called as 1 lakh. That is 100,000. 100,000 we call it in Sanskrit 1 lakh. Shatam, Shata Laksha means 1 lakh. Shata, the 100 lakhs are called as Koti. And 1 lakh Kotis, we call it as a Shanku. This is the meaning we have said. Now let us come to the next shloka. Shatam, now next shloka, sir. Yes. Slightly, yes. Sufficient, sir. Shatam Shankusah. Now repeat, everybody. Shatam Shankusahasranam.
Shatam Shankusahasranam.
Mahashankuriti Smrutaha.
Mahashankuriti Smritaha.
Mahashanku. Spelling mistake on the printing and typing mistake. Mahashankusahasranam.
Mahashankusahasranam.
Shatam Vrandamihochyate.
Shatam Vrandamihochyate.
Now you see what its meaning is. Shatam Sahasra. Shata Sahasra means 1 lakh. 1 lakh Shankus. Already we have seen 1 lakh crores is called as Shanku. Now every time I go on multiplying by 1 lakh times. So 1 lakh Shankus, what do you call? Mahashanku. Mahashanku means 1 lakh Shankus. What is the size of Koti? How do you write Koti? 1 followed by 7 zeros. 1 lakh times Kotis means 1 lakh by 1 lakh, 1 followed by 12 zeros. 1 lakh times means 5 zeros extra you will be appending. Now, Mahashanku Sahasrana means 1 lakh followed by, already we have seen, Shanku is 1 followed by 12 zeros. Now another 5 zeros happened, 1 followed by 17 zeros becomes Mahashanku. That is 1 lakh Shankus is called as Mahashanku. Now next what he says, Mahashanku Sahasranam. 1 lakh Mahashankus is called as Vrunda. That is another 5 digits you add to 17, 1 followed by 22 zeros. That is Vrunda. 1 followed by 22 digits. How can you express it in crores? That is 10 crores. That is Vrunda. What is it? 10 crores. Please remember it. Okay. Now again, I'm remembering you. Shanku is 1 lakh crores. 1 lakh crores. Mahashanku is 5 plus 5, 10. That is 1000 crores. This is 10 crores. Uranda. Please again repeat. Shatam Shanku Sahasranam.
Shatam Shanku Sahasranam.
Mahashankuriti Smrutaha.
Mahashankuriti Smritaha.
Mahashanku Sahasranam.
Mahashanku Sahasranam.
Shatam Vrundamihochyate.
Shatam Vrundamihochyate.
So this like this actually we will be reading out, studying 1 sloka per week. This is from Valmiki Ramayana Yuddha Kanda 28th Sarga, 34th sloka. Okay, now you can see how up to what point, how many zeros after 1 will be reaching. We will be wondering it. Such a big number our sage Valmiki has taught us. With this one new sloka on Vedic mathematics also we learned. Now we'll go back to, now I hand over to our guide Balabhaskar Garu. Are you ready, sir? Now you can take over. Bhaskar Garu. Amma, Svikruti, what is that? You have raised your hand. Any question?
ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఒక ప్రశ్న ఉంది.
చెప్పమ్మా.
ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఇవాళ శ్లోకం తీసుకున్నాం కదా, ఇది యుద్ధకాండలో అంటే వానరుల గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంది లేకపోతే రాక్షసుల గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంది?
వానరుల గురించే, ఇంకా ఆన్సర్ చెప్పట్లేదు. రావణ has asked a question to his 2 officials. Their names are Shuka and Sarana. They are mathematics knowing CIDs, spies. They know mathematics. He asked, how many monkeys are there surrounding entire Lanka? Then they started, sir, before we give the answer, first of all, we should tell you about the number systems. Kindly give that much time till we explain the number systems. So they started telling from crore onwards. From crore onwards. So far, where we have come up to only 2 more terms, 3. Shanku, that is 1 lakh crores, they have explained. Now, sir, 1 crore means 1 followed by 7 zeros. Then multiply by 1 lakh times. That is 1 followed by 12 zeros. That is called as Shanku. Then again multiply by 1 lakh times. Then it will be called 1 followed by 17 zeros. That is called as Mahashanku. Then again 1 lakh Mahashankus. It will be called as Vrunda. That is 1 followed by 22 zeros. Up to that they have answered. Still the final answer is not yet given. It will be taking some more time. Please wait. Now all the number system is useful to describe the monkeys, not Rakshasas. Okay. Thank you, sir. Please go ahead. Bhaskar Garu.
సారీ అండి,
ఒక్కసారి
ఇప్పుడు చూసి
థ్యాంక్ యూ గురు గారు. గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ అండ్ గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్. Good morning to US citizens and good evening to Indian citizens. Welcome to Vedic Math session. Now, today we are going to discuss about Ekanyunana Purvena case 3. Ekanyuna, already we have discussed equal number of digits in both sides, in both numbers, and less number of digits in previous number we have discussed, appendix 0. And case 3, today we are going to discuss case 3, means more number of digits in previous number. That means here 4 nines are there, here in previous number 5 digits are there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So in this case, how we are going to handle? This is a little trickier than the case 1 and case 2. It has steps. Please follow carefully. Please focus here. Okay. If you miss one step, again I have to start from the step 1. If you miss in the middle, I have to start from the beginning. So please concentrate. Step 1 is subtract 1 from previous number. Here previous number is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 1. It is 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Next. Followed, right? Step 1 you understood, right? Once you say yes, I will move to the next step. If you are not getting the step 1, you won't get the step 2. There is a sequence in that understanding. Yeah, thanks for acknowledgement. Next. Step 2. Start counting 1 minute. Start counting from right to left. Right to left. And bisect the previous number depending on number of nines. That means we have to start counting from how many nines are here? No. Start counting from counting. I said counting. Start counting from right to left and bisecting means dividing, separating. Bisect the previous number depending on number of nines. That means here how many nines are there? 4 nines are there. Okay, follow me. If you are in confusion, just follow me. So 4 nines are there. Now start counting from right to left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Means don't take this number. Take this number. Step 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 4 nines are there, right? Bisect here. That means separate this part and this part. Okay, I'll write it here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. That means start counting from right to left, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So separate it. This is left part. This we call it as left part. This we call it as right part. Okay? Any confusions? Please clear here. Otherwise, I have to start from step 1. Okay? If you don't understand, I will repeat it here itself. Okay? And once again, I am repeating for your benefit. Start counting from right to left and bisect the previous number. That means instead of a previous number, you can say step 1 result. Step 1 result. Because there is a chance of confusion. Here step 1 result is 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Step 1 result depending on the number of nines. That means 4 nines are there. We are bisecting that 1, 2, 3, 4. We have separated. This is called as left part. This is called as right part. Okay. Now moving to step 3.
గురువుగారు నాకు స్టెప్ 2 అర్థం కాలేదు.
Yeah, good. Step 1 అర్థమైందా? Step 1 అర్థమైందా?
Yes.
What is the step 1 result? 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. ఈ 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 లో start counting from right. How many number of nines are there in the given problem? 4 nines are there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So here also from right start 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the separator after 4 digits. That's what I kept in the statement. Start counting from right to left and bisect the step 1 result depending on the number of results. Bisecting means separating into 2. That means left part and right part. Are you getting?
Yes.
Here. How many digits? 4 digits we separated. Why we should separate 4 digits only? Because here 4 nines are there, right? If there are 3 nines, then it will be like getting if 3 nines, but in our sum 4 nines are there. So we have to separate it as a left part and right part. Any confusion here?
No, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So step 3. Subtract left part of step 2 result from step 1 result. Step 1 result. That means what this statement is telling? Anyone, can you tell me? No? Somebody ping, that is wrong. Subtract the left part of step 2 result from step 1 result. Yes. 3, 4. What is the step 1 result? First focus on what is the step 1 result. Step 1 result is 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Okay. And left part of step 2 result. Left part of step 2 result is 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 minus 3. This statement is telling 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 minus 3. Okay. Yes. Very good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 minus 3 equal to 3, 4, 5, 6, 3. Understood? Any difficulty? Okay. Now step 4 result. We are moving to step 4. Yeah. Thank you. Step 4. Subtract right part of step 2 from all nines number. What is the meaning of this? Can anyone ping the number? Subtract right part of step 2 from all nines number. Yes, very good. All of you, if you are pinging, then only you understood. Otherwise, you didn't get the concept. Okay? Subtract the right part of step 2 from all nines number. Okay. Here, what is the right part of step 2 result? Step 2 result is 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and right part is 4, 5, 6, 6. And from where I am telling subtract right part of step 2 from all nines number. What is all nines number? 9999. Now you put it 9999 minus right part 4566 is equal to 9 minus 4 5, 9 minus 5 4, 9 minus 6 3, 9 minus 6 3. Okay. Next. Then just join. Step 5 is nothing. Join step 3 and step 4 results in order. That's it. That means this is the step 3 result. This is the step 4 result. Just join in order. That means 3 4 5 6 3 and then 5 4 3 3. That is the final answer. That is the final answer. If you have doubt, you can check with calculator. 9999 into 3 4 5 6 7. 3 4 5 6 7. 3 4 5 6 3 5 4 3 3. Okay. Srihari, please try to follow the same question. If I go to the another question also, the same difficulty will be there. Okay. Just follow. Once again I am explaining. Try to focus here. Okay. 3 and the number. Here 4 nines are there and 5-digit number is there. More number of digits in previous number. Previous cases are equal number of digits and less number of digits in previous number. But here case 3 is more number of digits in previous number. That means more number of digits will be there than the all nines number. All nines number is 99999. Four nines are there. But here in previous number 5 digits are there. 3 4 5 6 7. Okay. Step 1. In any sum, the numbers may change, but steps are same. Subtract 1 from previous number. Here previous number is 3 4 5 6 7. 3 4 5 6 7 minus 1. It is 3 4 5 6 6. Then step 2. Start counting from right to left and bisect the step 1 result depending on the number of nines. We have 4 nines. So step 1 result is this one. 1, 2. We are starting from right to left. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 nines are there. Bisected. That's what we did. Separated. This is called as left part. This is called as right part. Right side number. Right side number is right part. Left side number is left part. Step 3. Subtract the left part of step 2 result. This is left part from step 1 result. Step 1 result is this one and left part is this one. If you are able to identify the numbers based on the description given here, then you will understand this. Okay. This is the step 1 result and you are subtracting left part from this number. That means 34566 minus 3. That is 34563. Next, step 4 result is subtract the right part of step 2 from all lines number. This is right part. You are subtracting from all lines number. That means given all lines number is 4 nines. 9999 minus 4566. That is 5433. Just step 5 is nothing. Join the step 3 and step 4 results in order. 34563, 5433. Okay. Yeah. Now, Venkat garu, please give unmute privilege to everyone, but please use it legitimately. Don't misuse it. Everyone don't unmute. Once your discussion is complete, please mute. Otherwise, it will create echo for everyone. You will be removed. Yeah, Sai Srujan, I will explain. Don't worry. Let us take a small number. One more time. This time we are taking a small number. This time I will take 99 into 123. Okay. This time number is 99 into 123. What is the step 1? Subtract 1 from previous number. What is the previous number? This one is the 123 is the previous number. What is all lines number? 99. Okay. Please follow carefully. I am repeating this. Okay. All lines number is this one. Previous number is 123. What this step is telling? Step 1 is telling subtract 1 from previous number. 123 minus 1 is equals to 122. Okay. Please focus. 123 minus 1, 122. Step 2. Start counting from right to left and bisect the step 1 result depending on number of lines. How many number of lines are there? 2 are there. So 1, 2. Separate it. That means you are bisecting. Bisecting means dividing into 2. Not equal number of bisection, dividing into 2. So left side number is called left part, right side number is called right part. Okay, this is left part is 1, right part is 22. Okay, subtract left part of step 2 result from step 1 result. What is step 1 result? 122. What is the left part of the step 2 result? 1. That means 122 minus 1 equal to 121. Okay. Next, subtract the right part of step 2 result from all lines number. This is right part of step 2 result from all lines number. That means 99 minus 22 equals to 77. Now join step 3 and step 4 result in order. That means 121, 77. This is the answer. Answer for 99 into 123 is equals to 121.77. You can verify in your mobile calculators or system calculators. Okay. All we did is subtractions only, nothing else. Okay. Welcome, Sai student. Yeah. Step 4 is, what is step 4? You please try to understand the description written here. If you don't understand it, you cannot remember it. You cannot memorize it. Okay. Try to read and understand what it is. Subtract the right part of step 2 result or step 2 result or step 2, nothing different. Step 2 result from all nines number. In our case, all nines number is 99. What is the right part of step 2? Step 2 is 22. Right part of step 2 is 22. 99 minus 22, it is 77. Just join step 3 and step 4 results in order. Step 5 is. Then step 3 result is 121. Step 4 result is 77. Just join them. Okay, thank you. Okay. Now, one more problem for your practice. 345. Let us do 345. 99 into 345. All of you please do it. After you give answer, I will do it. First you do it, then I will do. I am putting the steps open so that you can refer. All of you please do it. Please do and ping me the answer. Final answer, not step-by-step answers. Final answer you please ping me. Yes. Kushagri, that is correct. 99 into 345. Please do and ping me the answer, final answer. Yeah, correct. I hope everyone understood the procedure of doing. If in Ekanyunana Purvena, if a previous number has more number of digits, you got the procedure how to do. Okay. And for the benefit of anyone if didn't follow, I am doing it. Just follow now. Subtract 1 from previous number. Previous number is 345. 345 minus 1, 344. And start counting from left and bisect the step 1 result depending on number of nines. There are 2 number of nines. 2 nines are there. Then bisect it. That means 3 and 44. Next, subtract the left part of step 2 result from step 1 result. That means 344 minus 3. Step 1 result is 344 and step 3, left part of step 2 is this one, 341. Subtract the right part of step 2 result from all lines numbers. 99 minus 44 equal to 55. Then join, just join step 3 and step 4 results. 341, 55. Yeah, Srihari, please ask. What's your doubt? Sai Surujan, you are correct. Step 4 result is 55 and step 5 result is 341, 55. Yes, there can be any other number. We have discussed all the cases, right? We have discussed equal number of digits both sides. In this place or this place, any number can be possible. We are discussing Ekanyunena Purvena case. So one number must have. When to use Ekanyunena Purvena? When to use? I have discussed it clearly. To multiply two numbers. To multiply two numbers, if at least one number has all its digits as nines. That means one number should have all its digits as nines. That means one number should be like 9, 99 and 999 and only all lines only. One number should have, at least one number should have all lines. In that scenario only, we will use Ekanyunena Purvena. Okay? We have only 9 in the first. Shanti Kiran Maya, I didn't get your doubt clearly. I only saw most nines. No. See, we are discussing Ekanyunena Purvena case. Ekanyunena Purvena, in which scenario we have to use? If you don't understand, you will get such kind of doubts. When to use that one? In this scenarios only, you have to use Ekanyunena Purvena. If a number don't have all lines, that means, for example, in this case, will you use Ekanyunena Purvena? Is it applicable? Say yes or no. Yeah. See, one number should have, at least one number should have all its digits as nines. Then only Ekanyunena Purvena is possible. For other numbers, for example, 9786, 88 something, some other sutras are there. We are discussing Ekanyunena Purvena case. For that reason only, we are into, in examples, you are getting all lines number. Don't get confused. We are into Ekanyunena Purvena scenario. That's why you are seeing one number. Mostly I am putting it left side. That number is having all digits as nines. Maybe 9, 99. Okay. So we have discussed on this topic very detailedly. This is not the first time I am discussing. This is kind of a revision we are doing. Okay. Any more doubts on this? Srihari, have I clarified your doubt or still you are in confusion? Shantikaran, to your question, can we use the all sutras in exam? That's what I am telling. First understand when to use. If there is a chance of applying, you have to use all sutras. If it is not applicable, you have to take a wise decision whether Ekanyunana Purvena is applicable in this scenario or Ekadikana Purvena is applicable or Antyodaskapi. That you have to take the decision dynamically. At that time, you have to take. You cannot say this will come. So there is no rigid or fixed rules. Any pattern can come. In that scenario, whatever is applicable, which sutra is applicable, you have to judge. That's why I am always placing this rule. In which scenario you have to use. Okay. If it is applicable, apply this. If it is not applicable, don't apply it. Why? It will give wrong results. You are not using in the correct place. That's why please understand the meaning of the mantra and when to use. You should not use typhoid medicine for malaria. Okay, it will not cure. In the same way, you cannot use Ekanyunana Purvena in other scenarios. Malaria medicine only can cure malaria disease. So if you are using typhoid medicine for malaria, it will not cure the disease. In the same fashion, in the same style, Ekanyunana Purvena will work only in this scenario only. That's why when to use is more and more important. So first understand in which scenario you have to use Ekanyunana Purvena, in which scenario you have to use Ekadikana Purvena, in which scenario you have to use Antyodaskapi. That's why I'm sometimes I'm intentionally I will give wrong patterns. I will ask whether can we apply or not. So that's why here I mentioned. And coming to just I want to test which case it will fall. 99 into 89. Can we use Ekanyunana Purvena? If we use Ekanyunana Purvena, which case it is? Yeah, Rishit, very good. Okay. Equal number of digits, both sides. You can even mention equal number of digits, both sides. Just simply answer is 89 minus 1, 88. 9 minus 8, 1. 9 minus 8, 1. Okay, this is case 1. Now, 999 into 977. Can I use? If I can use, which case? Okay. Equal number of digits, both sides. Yes. Okay. Can I use? Okay. So decide where to use Ekanyunana Purvena. That practice you should do. In which scenario we can use, in which scenario we should not use Ekanyunana Purvena. Okay. Can we use? Now this one, the latest one. Yeah. Case 3. More number of digits in previous number. More number of digits in previous number. Previous number means other than all lines number. I call it this as a all lines number. The other one is called previous number. This one is previous number. Previous number does not denoting any position. It's just a Vedic maths notation. It has some special meaning in Vedic maths. Previous number means other than all lines number. Other than means there are two numbers. Other than all lines number means this number only, right? Okay. So please be clear with when to use. Okay. That's why you have to remember the mantra and its meaning, when to use, and the procedure. Any special cases are there? Case 1, case 2, case 3. Any exceptions? Any special cases, any special scenarios are there? We covered each and everything very clearly. Case 1, equal number of digits. Case 2, less number of digits in previous number. Case 3, more number of digits in previous number. So be thorough with that. All the cases we covered. In Ekanyunana Purvena, 3 cases are there. Case 1, equal number of digits. Case 2, less number of digits in previous number. Case 3, more number of digits in previous number. Other than these things, in Ekanyunana Purvena, nothing is left. Okay? That's all from my end. Over to you, Venkat Gar. Venkat Garu, you can take over. Any doubts you can ask. Still some time is left. Gurugar, I am done with my part.
Okay, sir. So with this, we have successfully completed today's class also. Some people are raising their hands. Sai Sujan, what is the question you are having? I am asking Joshvi. You can answer.
They don't have unmute option, so they are struggling to unmute.
Okay. You please send your question to me by WhatsApp. My number, please note down. I will reply you. Please note down my number. 98.
Guru Garu,
What is your doubt?
my doubt is like in step 3 of Ekanyunana Purvena third case, we should subtract the left part of step 2 result from what?
No, you do some research today at home. He has given 3 examples. You have noted down? ఇందాక చెప్పిన ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అన్ని నోట్ చేసుకున్నావా? ఒక మీరు ఆగండి. ఇందాక ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ అన్ని నోట్ చేసుకున్నావా?
లాస్ట్ కాకుండా మీతో నోట్ చేసుకున్నా.
ట్రై చేయి, కాసేపు ట్రై చేయి. ఇందాక చెప్పిన ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ పక్కన పెట్టుకుని ఈ ప్రాబ్లం నువ్వు ట్రై చేయి. నెక్స్ట్ వీక్ అడుగు. ఓకే, ట్రై చేయి. ఇంకా కొత్త కూడా నువ్వు మరి కొత్త ఇంకా కనుక్కోకొని ఇంకా ఎక్కడైనా ఫెయిల్ అవుతుందేమో ట్రై చేయాలి. చాలా ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ చెప్పారు సార్ మనకి, భాస్కర్ సార్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ ఎనీబడి? ఓకే, నౌ విల్ సే కాయేన వాచా. నౌ లెట్ us మేక్ ఓం కాయేన వాచా మనసేంద్రియైర్వా బుద్ధ్యాత్మనా వా ప్రకృతే స్వభావాత్ కరోమి యజ్జత్ సకలం పరస్మై నారాయణాయేతి సమర్పయామి. హరి ఓం తత్సత్. బ్రహ్మార్పణమస్తు. శ్రీ సీతారామార్పణమస్తు.